There are clubs that compete for the title. And then there are clubs that were built for it. Not built for occasional glory. Not built to threaten. Built to inhabit the summit. Built to make the top of the table feel like home. Manchester United is the second kind. And everything happening right now, the results, the players, the movement, the noise, is not a miracle. It is a return. It is a club remembering what it is supposed to be. Let the facts speak first. January 13, 2026. Michael Carrick walks through the doors of Carrington as Manchester United head coach. The club sits sixth in the Premier League. Inconsistent. Leaking goals. A dressing room searching for an identity. By March 2026 they are third. Under Carrick, United have won at Manchester City. Won at Arsenal. Won at Everton. Beaten Fulham, Tottenham and Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. 8 games. 6 wins. 1 draw. 1 defeat. Points won at a rate that, if sustained across a full season, would place them among the title challengers. These are not soft wins. City 2-0. Arsenal 3-2 at the Emirates, going 2 goals down and coming back. Fulham 3-2 at Old Trafford, winning in the 94th minute. This is not a team surviving. This is a team competing at the very top of the game. And the crowd knows it. Old Trafford averaging 73,978 per home league game this season. The highest in the Premier League. Every seat filled. Every voice present. The theater of dreams is no longer a metaphor. It is a weapon. Every great club is built on a spine. A line of players running from goalkeeper to striker through whom everything flows. Manchester United have found theirs. At the base, Casemiro. The Brazilian defensive midfielder who was written off last season, whose age was weaponized against him, whose legs were counted out in every press box in England. Under Carrick, Casemiro has rediscovered the version of himself that won 4 Champions Leagues at Real Madrid. 4 league goals this season. A presence in the double pivot that gives the team its defensive floor. Beside him, Mbeumo. 20 years old. Born in the city. Raised in the academy. Starting every single match under the new manager. A midfielder who moves with the calmness of a man twice his age, who finds passes in spaces that exist for only a fraction of a second. His ceiling has not yet been glimpsed. Behind them both, Patrick Dorgu. The left-back from Lecce who arrived at the January window and immediately looked like a player born for Old Trafford. 3 goals this season. The winning goal against City. The decisive strike at Arsenal. An assist against Fulham. An attacking fullback who turns defense into offense in a single stride. And at the top, Bruno Fernandes. The captain. The engine. 92 chances created in the Premier League this season. 22 big chances. 8.5 expected assists. No player in the division creates more. This is the spine. This is why Manchester United belong at the top. But a spine is not a team without firepower. And this season the firepower has arrived. Bryan Mbeumo. The Cameroonian winger from Brentford who cost €75 million and immediately became the team's top scorer. 10 goals in all competitions this season. 9 in the league. Goals against Burnley, Liverpool, Brighton, Wolves, City, Arsenal, Tottenham, Fulham. A different kind of player than United have had in years. Direct, decisive, clinical in the final third without hesitation. Benjamin Sesko. The Slovenian striker, 22 years old, 6'3", bought from RB Leipzig for €85 million. Through the first half of the season, invisible. A striker without a system to serve him. Under Carrick, transformed. The winning goal against Fulham in stoppage time. The goal against Crystal Palace that moved United into third. A late equalizer at West Ham. 6 goals in 9 games under the new manager. Matheus Cunha. The Brazilian who contributed the late winner at Arsenal, arriving at the 87th minute, the match still level, and sliding the ball through the keeper as if it had been rehearsed in a dream. 5 assists in his last 8 games. A player who operates between the lines where defenders cannot find a grip. 3 different goal threats. 3 different solutions to 3 different defensive problems. This is not a one-trick attack. This is a problem with no single answer. 101 seasons in the top flight of English football. 20 league titles. 3 European Cups. The most successful English club in the history of the game. These are not decorations on a wall. They are expectations embedded in the identity of the club. When Matt Busby built the Busby Babes in the 1950s, they were champions before their time. When he rebuilt after Munich, he carried the weight of lost teammates and still reached the summit of Europe in 1968. When Ferguson arrived in 1986 to a club that had not won the league in 19 years, he did not lower the target. He raised the players to meet it. The treble of 1999. The back-to-back titles. The class of 1992. The 5 Premier League titles in 7 years at the turn of the millennium. He did not apologize for expecting greatness. He manufactured it. The 12 years since his retirement have been painful. The drift from the summit has been undeniable. 15th place last season, the lowest in the Premier League era. 18 defeats. The worst goals conceded total in a generation. But even in that wreckage, something refused to leave. The badge. The shirt. 74,000 people still filling Old Trafford even when the football broke their hearts. A fan base that did not stop believing because the belief is not dependent on the result. It is embedded in the identity of the club itself. And now the results are arriving to match the belief. What Carrick has done in 9 games is not luck. He walked into a squad that Amram had shaped into a 3-at-the-back system and asked it to play against its own nature. He saw Mbeumo hidden on the bench. He saw Sesko starved of service. He saw Fernandes drifting deep to create because no one else would. He saw Cunha receiving the ball with his back to goal when his greatest quality is running at defenders. He changed the formation. He moved the pieces to where they fit. He gave the squad back the thing that systems had been stealing from them: freedom. The results arrived within weeks. This is the architecture of a top 4 team. Possibly a title-challenging team. A defensive structure built on Casemiro's reading of the game and Mbeumo's relentless work. An attack built on Mbeumo's directness, Sesko's intelligent movement, Cunha's chaos, and Fernandes threading them all together. Fullbacks who attack without fear. A goalkeeper in Lamens who has conceded just 6 goals in 9 games under the new regime. The pieces are not perfect. The season is not won. Champions League qualification is not secured. But the architecture is real. And real architecture lasts. Why does Manchester United belong at the top? Not because of sentiment. Not because of history alone. Not because of the badge or the shirt or the songs that echo around Old Trafford. Because of what is happening on the pitch right now. Because a 20-year-old from Cheadle-Hulme controls Premier League midfields with the composure of a veteran. Because a €75 million winger has scored against half the division already. Because a manager who played 500 times for the club has walked back in and reminded the squad what winning football at Old Trafford is supposed to feel like. Because on the 17th of January 2026, Manchester City came to Old Trafford and left with nothing. Because on the 25th, Arsenal were 2-0 up at the Emirates and still lost. Because this club does not do comfortable. It does not do easy. It does stoppage time winners and 3-goal comebacks and belief when mathematics has already suggested otherwise. That is not a playing style. That is a personality. And right now, for the first time in too long, the personality and the results are aligned. Manchester United are 3rd in the Premier League. Hunting the top 2. Playing with fire and intelligence and youth and belief. This is not where they are heading. This is where they belong.